my mom, when she was about 18 years old, she had come down to Mumbai and somebody had offered her a movie and she wanted to be an actress.
She let you have her dream, your dream.
So my mom said, New York is too far away. Like if there's any problem, then I won't be able to come. But go check out India for some time, and if you don't like it, then we'll see. I said, okay, let's go. So I went and never came back. And then I got a coach, and then I was learning Hindi here also in school, and then I would have a coaching as well.
That's hard.
Yeah, you have to really value your time. Like that's what I would say to anybody who wants to achieve anything, whether it be this, whether it be anything else.
Your guilty pleasure that no one knows about.
With all the health I talk about, I do eat my brownies here and there.
Brownies? Okay, when you come next time, I'll make it for you.
Oh!
This is India, a story in the making. And I'm your host, Lavina Tandon.
Hello and welcome to India, a story in the making. If you want to know how to make it in the Indian film industry, or as they call it, Bollywood, being an outsider, then you must listen to this show. And not only that, but also if you are not even born and brought up there, so you should listen to the story of the guest I have today, an extremely wonderful artist indeed, who calls himself a Gulf boy and a mama's boy. Taha Shah Badussha, correct? An artist,
perfect.
An actor who has been working in the Indian film industry. It took him, he said, 14 to 15 years to make it to what we all think, this period drama called Heeramandi, which is available on Netflix. And he's here in London. And thank you very much, Taha, for speaking to me.
Such an honor. Thank you for having me. This is, the small conversation that we've had just before this. I've already feel so connected to you, and really appreciate you to take out time and interview me.
No, thank you very much. And Taha was giving me parenting advice, which I so much need with my son.
For me, it's like I would consider your son like a brother. So this is how I would guide my brother.
Very interesting indeed. But when I was reading your name, I said Taha Shah Badussha. It could be Tana Shah. Was it any of that element present when you were growing up with your mother?
I know, I don't, maybe a little bit, no, I think the name is something because of, we were born in Abu Dhabi, and a Maulvi Sahib over there, someone very dear to my family. So he decided to name me, and that's how Taha came. But my father's family, he has about 8 to 9, two brothers, and the rest sisters, 6 of them. Okay, yeah. So, and every single one of them is named after a Mughal king or queen.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
And then you ended up playing one of the Mughal characters. We'll go all of that into it. It's like destiny is playing its game on you, huh?
Destiny always plays its games.
Hannah, and you very proudly call yourself a single mother child and mama's boy. You're cutting down on a lot of girls when you call yourself mama's boy.
Yeah. I'll find the right ones then.
Okay. Taha, please tell me your journey. You were born in Abu Dhabi. Tell me about you, your family first.
We're a very middle class family. My mom is from Karnataka, Bijapur. She has 2 brothers and an extended family, stepbrothers, stepsister. And my dad, like I just told you, 2 brothers and 6 sisters, and he hails from Madurai. They met, I'll tell you a story. So they met in Saudi Arabia because she was a nurse and he was a doctor, and they both wanted to leave the country, and they met in the line of the passport.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So she didn't know what to do with some certain documents, so she turned around and she looked at him and she's like, Indian dude. So he's like, can you help me? And then
Indians are always ready to help.
Yeah, always ready to help. Yeah, we have to support each other, right? When we're outside. So yeah, that's how they met. And anyway, they got married and they shifted to UAE, Abu Dhabi, where she again was a biochemist. So she was doing that, practicing that, and she was one of the first people Actually, she was the first person in Abu Dhabi to start off AIDS research.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, in the late 80s, I guess. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So, and my dad was an orthopedic surgeon, FRCS. He actually studied in Edinburgh and Glasgow.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, so he has a very close connection
With you?
with in London.
Yes.
And he's always told me stories about it
Yeah.
whenever we've met. And yeah, so that's what they are. I have a brother who's 1 year elder than me. And I guess at this point of time, a couple of years ago, I guess before we used to fight, we used to quarrel, right, like any brothers. But then it became a point where he almost became a father figure to me.
He's elder to you.
1 year elder.
Oh.
So he's like a best friend, like a brother.
And when did that change happen? I think only for people who have two siblings who are brothers and fight like cats and dogs.
So that happened because I think my brother is very practical and very thoughtful in the way he behaves and acts. So I always want to be like him, all right? In some ways, of course. So that's where that comes. But as far as there was a change, I was so close. And I was always my brother's younger brother, right? And he would love me the most. So and I saw a change in him when my nephew Ayan, when he was born. That day, like I was saying, I was there with him in Canada, and I was with Abid. My brother's name was Abid. Okay, and we were the same what we were, right? But as soon as Ayan was born, I saw my brother change, like in front of my eyes.
Oh.
Yeah.
Did it hurt you?
A little bit.
I know.
A little bit, because now I'm not I was like, oh my god, oh shit, I feel so. Like it feels. Yeah, a little bit. At that point of time, I actually cried too.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Did you tell your brother?
Yeah, I did.
And what did he say? You will always be my first child.
No, he slapped me across my head.
I think his sister would have done. Leave!
Yeah. He's like, I'm like, no, I get it.
Are you okay now?
Yeah, I love Ayan. I can't see. I love Ayan. Who needs Abid?
So you've now built your own bond with Ayan.
No, Ayan, he's really taken for me. You know what I mean? He calls me Tachachu.
How old is he?
He's about 5 now.
Oh.
And really, like, I work out every day, right? So whenever I'm there in Dubai, I'm staying with them. If I'm outside and he either comes back from school and I'm working out, or just before going to school, and he comes and he joins me, and he wants to do exactly what I do. He's like, Tata Chusi, I learned handstand. Tata Chusi, I did this. You see, and I do all that stuff. So I see like a little me in him, but it's like my brother. It's weird, So it feels, yeah.
How sweet.
I love him.
How sweet. So then you, when did your mother and father separate, and how did it have an impact on the two brothers or the relationship?
I think it happened when I was about 10 I think, 10, 11. Yeah, but it made them happier, I guess, so it was fine. At that point of time, I didn't have that kind of maturity to think that way. But I never understood it, but I always knew that for some reason, I guess everybody just wants to be with their mother, especially because I was in 3rd grade, 4th grade, and 5th grade when I was put in boarding school, and then all this happened. So at that point of time, I guess that's why I felt so close to my brother.
So you both were together in the boarding school?
We were together in the school, but then he was in middle school and I was in elementary school, so we weren't like staying together as such. But at least I could go and meet him. That would be very nice.
How did that period define your life? Did you think anything did define your life at all?
100%. I think, first of all, just being in Kodaikanal, the school, that itself changed the way I look at life and the way that, the school is great. The school is great, taught me a lot. So yeah, definitely one of the best childhood memories I have. But besides that, what happened was when I went back and stayed with my mom, I guess, I don't know, for me, I don't know how the transition would be, vice versa, but I guess it just felt home with mom. You know, so but it's not like, it's not maybe my dad didn't stay with us, but he's always been kind enough to call and guide us, be there at certain junctures of our life, which are the turning factors, or the turning, like, let's say
Milestones.
18 to 19, 17, you know, you kind of direct your... So in those part of times, I have a lot of stories where my dad would have come down, and then we would, you know, share a lot of stories. And he would always guide me. He used to be an avid reader, right? So he used to always have books. And I think somewhere from, that's where I kind of got my habit right now as well, because I never used to read, but once I joined acting, I just, like I said, if you find your passion, your son finds his passion, right? He will start reading.
I know, we've been discussing this. Me and my son are on loggerheads on screen. There's nothing. He's like this ray of sun, as his name is, Arush. But that's where we fight. And then he gets up in the morning and says, I'm in bad mood. When I'm dropping him somewhere, saying I'm in bad mood. In the morning, I'm in bad mood. And I don't know whether I should attribute that to teenage.
Yeah.
And I would say that will go past.
Yeah.
Did you?
I mean,
what did you fight with her? We have heard your love for your mom. What are your fighting points with your mom?
My misbehavior, I guess. I was a naughty kid.
There you are.
I was a naughty kid. I think that my mom was a mom, and then you know, dad brings in a different energy. So I guess at that point of time, you used to do what you want. Normally, like I see Ayan, I see my nephew, and I see how Monica and Abid, they discipline him or teach him, you know. And sometimes Abid never gets angry, but his one look now kind of lets Ayan says, don't do it, means don't do it, you know. So you see, that's a different energy. Again, mothers bring in a different energy. I mean, Monica kicks ass too. Like, she's great. She's great. But you know, so sometimes you miss that energy, and then you have to kind of fit. That's why I said my brother took over, right?
As your father.
Yeah. So that's why I look up to him. Like, I would mess up. One New Year I was completely just like acting so bad. And he came, he got me, and then I had a fake ID, you know, and and he cut it up. And after that, I never had a fake ID.
You went into a club?
No. It was in Palm Jumeirah. It was newly made, and there was a big party. And you know, you're like 17, 18. You just feel like I would never go for a party right now. Never. I hate parties. Yes.
What kind of teen were you?
What kind of team as
Yeah, teenager.
Oh.
What kind of a childhood you had, or teenage you had?
Really weird. I was 13 when I left Kodi and I came to Sharjah. So I guess I was in Shoifat school in Sharjah. And again, I had to readapt. So, you know, 2 years, so it took me just to readapt to that place. From the boarding school and then you know. So anyway, so I think that my teenage years would have started off a little lost, and then finding my group of friends, right? Then basically just messing around throughout. Just really like I wouldn't study much. I played sports, right? But I would always try to make plans with my friends, go out, waste time, because I never had the understanding of time. You know, when you're in that teenage life, you just feel like, I have ample amount of time in this world. I'll never grow old. But that's not true. So, but luckily, I guess by the time I was 20, I realized that. Right? So my teenage years went off, to be very honest, quite a waste. I should have used it to develop myself, make myself better in arts, or whatever it is, just develop yourself. Right, but unfortunately, that I can't reverse time. But when I touched 17, when I was 18, then I went to university, and so every day I would go to university. I would have a lot of fun, right? And new people, you meet them. Come back home, my mom is working. All right, okay, go out, come back, mom is working. Sleep, wake up, mom is already cooking, doing something. Work. So, and my brother was in Canada. He was studying in Canada, so I was just really. So here I was just going back and forth from university, and I would always just see my mom hustling, right? And I would feel at one point of time it just hurt me that, you know, I was just vagabond. She would call me a vagabond, And so one day I decided to drop out of university. So I dropped out of university. I told her that I'm not going to go there anymore. I think I'll start working with you. So I started working with her for about a year. I mean, for 3 years I was working. The first year I did just labor and manpower recruitment. So I would go to different villages all over in India to find masons, carpenters, steel fixers, and then get them jobs in the Gulf. So that was a very different experience. Then
That was your independent business? Or
that was what my mom was doing.
Mom was also doing that?
She was doing that.
By that time?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, yeah, she had become a businesswoman.
By that time?
Yeah. She started business like as soon as they separated, right? Just before that, they had started a business together, and then she continued doing business because she was just very good at it, right?
God bless her.
So she hustled, and anyway, so that's what I did 1 year. Then after that, I started working in a hotel, I like a receptionist, for about 2-3 months just to understand. Because I thought I'll get into that, right? And then, then I did some real estate. I went to Hyderabad, Jagatyal, and created like a labor training center so that unskilled labor could become skilled labor. And then I think I would have killed myself if I stayed there any longer. So I got the next flight out after like 8 months there. I don't know what I did. And then I went back, and that's when my father had come down for some time, and we started a small company for import-exporting steel and cement. Right, so I did that for a year, and there was a decent amount of earning that we had over this period of time, but unfortunately the financial crisis hit, and so whatever I earned, I actually went into debt, right, for the last 3 years, whatever I did. Now, I already felt so guilty because I went out to help my mom out.
Help my mom, and then you...
Right, and then look what happened, right? So I think that really just broke me. Right, and I was shattered. I didn't know what to do. I felt so guilty, eating away anxiety. But then my mom's like, take a break, go and meet my brother. So I went to Canada, I met him, and we had a good time. We had a good time together at that time. And I told him there that I've been researching a little bit about acting. He's like, you know what, if you think you want to try it, you should go ahead and try it. So that's what I did. I went back, I told my mom, and I was so energized that I want to join acting. But as soon as I said that out loud, I felt I was being so stupid. I'm like, what? How can you have a dream like this? You're a Gulf guy, right? Where will you act? So I let it go. And about 3 or 4 weeks later, my mom, she came up to me and she's like, what happened? What happened to your registration and all that? I said, no, I was just being stupid. I'll see what I want to do. She's like, no. And then she literally grabbed me by my ear, pulled me out. Well, we were on the second floor, so she walked me down, put me in the car from Sharjah, drove me to Abu Dhabi, 2.5 hours. Went to New York Film Academy, registered me, dropped me at the dorm where all the boys were, and said, you're going to sleep here today. I'll come back with your food and clothes tomorrow. Drove back. And 2 days later, I started studying acting.
Wow. What made her do that? Do you think, did you ask her?
She said that I knew that you wanted to do it.
Where was acting anywhere in all that you told me growing up? Where was it showing up?
I guess it was just a dream. Yeah.
Which you never spoke about?
No, what's there to speak about? People think, like how people want to be influencers now and be recognized. Just like that, right? Every kid at that point of time wanted to be, that was our thing, right? Being on screen, because we didn't have Instagram.
Were you watching movies all the way through?
100%.
All sorts, or just whatever? What were you watching?
Mostly Hollywood and more Bollywood and Hollywood, both films. I mean, English and Hindi. I guess these two would be in continuous watch in our house or outside, and those were the films that released when we were growing up as well. But of course, I'm a big fan of SRK. I try and emulate his wise words that he always shares with everybody. So I definitely was a fan first, so I know how it feels, right? I was there, I remember I was in Abu Dhabi, I was about 14 years old or 15, I don't know. and there was a concert, the Cine Awards. I was sitting right in the back, and he was right ahead on the stage, and then the lights go off, and all of a sudden he appears like 30 seconds later. He's like right behind us on a crane. My mind exploded, bro. I was like, wow.
Did you say to your point, I want to be on that crane one day?
Yes.
Inside, quietly.
Yes, inside. I don't know. I mean, I think at that point of time, to be very honest, I was just, it was, you know how you have this epiphany? It's like this world opens up to you and you're like, oh my God.
And when is this happening? After the 2008 or it was before this? Or?
No, this was 2003 or 4.
Okay.
Four, I think, 4 or 5. 5.
You know, sometimes what happens in life, you're just into that moment wherever you are, like you were in that Zee Cine Award. And a thought crosses your head. And you possibly don't notice that thought as much, but it does exist. It is existing in the universe.
Yes. You're not conscious of it yet.
No, not yet.
Not yet.
And then you tell, say, oh, so stupid. So maybe something to say that I want to be an actor one day and be doing something with SRK or whatever it is. For me, it'll be I wish, I get that bus, and that it happens.
Yes, it does. I think it was a seed.
Yeah.
And So anyway, so crazy fan. Also, I think because my mom, when she was about 18 years old, she had come down to Mumbai, and somebody had offered her a movie, and she wanted to be an actress. Her mom didn't allow her to be an actress, because she said it was taboo. You can't do it. But then when they went back, then unfortunately sometime her parents passed away, so all the responsibilities came onto my mom anyway to take care of her younger brothers herself, etc., etc. So so she had to give up.
She let you have her dream, your dream.
Yeah. I think that's what it is.
And her dream through you.
I will make it happen.
How wonderful. So what point did you move to, and were you speaking Pakka, Achhi, Hindi, Urdu, all that was happening?
Nothing.
So did you learn all of this?
Yeah, I went there first day.
So were you speaking Arabic?
No, we're speaking English.
Oh, you speak all English?
Yeah. At my home there was English, people speaking English. In my school everybody was speaking English. In Korea everybody was speaking English. So it was always just English for me.
Oh, and then what happened? You went to New York school and then you moved to Mumbai.
I went to New York and then I thought I would like to continue to New York, but of course you need that kind of funds as well. So, and also my mom said, New York is too far away. Like if there's any problem, then I won't be able to come. But go check out India for some time, and if you don't like it, then we'll see. I said, okay, let's go. So I went and never came back.
So then you never looked back. How many years now in Mumbai?
15, just touching 15.
And how did you learn all this Hindi and whatnot?
When I went there for the first time, I joined an acting school, Kishore Namit Kapoor, and then a couple of others after that. But at that time, first day I was there, they handed me a paper, and in that, Devanagari was written, all Hindi. So I'm like, what? Oh my God. Like, I don't know this. That means I'm so behind something that I want to achieve. So then I went and brought all the kindergarten, first grade, second grade Hindi books.
Really?
I bought all of it. And then I got a coach. And then I was learning Hindi here also in school. And then I would have a coaching as well. Till now I have. And then I learned to write Hindi, read Hindi, Urdu. So yeah. Now
Urdu also?
Yeah, I can read Arabic now, so little. I mean, I started reading Arabic, and then they have a few letters which are different, of course, pronunciations are different, but now you can.
So you look Indian, and you can pass off as an Arabic as well. And then you didn't know Hindi, Urdu, anything, and you learned all of that.
Yeah, I've learned that. I do gymnastics, I've learned that.
Yeah, you're big time into health.
Yeah.
I decided when I was researching about you, to ask you about your health routine, because I'm trying my very best. So please tell everybody, what is it that you do to look the way you do?
Well, so my belief is, like I said, I don't believe in diets. I believe in lifestyle. In the same way, I don't believe that you have to, the idea is to be able to move. Right? The idea is not to have a six-pack. For me, the idea is to acquire talent. Right? So if I'm acquiring dance, I'm acquiring calisthenic skills, I'm acquiring gymnastic skills, I'm acquiring taekwondo skills. Because of doing all these different activities, now your body can move in so many different ways. Right? And that is fitness for me, to be able to move in all the different ways, not going and just doing the gym or just doing one thing, doing different things. And it's like a well-rounded fitness. So I mostly do everything that is going to be seen on screen. I love action. I want to be an action hero one day. So all my investment of time in the last 12, 11 years have been a lot in gymnastics and taekwondo. So for me, I think on a regular basis when I'm not traveling or shooting, then it would be about 4 hours.
4 hours in a gym?
A day.
Every day?
Yeah, but not in the gym. I'm saying different classes.
But I wanted to ask this. In the world of acting and being an actor, you have to be so many things in one time. You also have to hustle, you have to make those contacts, you have to attend those parties and keep fit and look good, wear well, earn well, and it doesn't happen like that.
Yeah.
You can't, there's no certainty.
I love how you just put it. Actually, in my head, I'm like, yes, that is what we do.
How do you earn to look good, to not go, how do you manage this really chaotic situation? Or where you have to earn and look good, but you can't earn till you go all these classes. You know what I'm asking?
Yeah,
it's so hard to be an actor and earn consistently.
Yeah. It's a complete gamble. Complete gamble.
What were your 15 years looking? I really liked when you said that it's not what you see on the screen, but what happens 15 years leading to it. Describe those 15 years and the low points you had, and when you wanted to return, and why didn't you?
There are too many low points. I guess you start realizing, first of all, so many things that you don't know. And then you start accepting your weaknesses to then be able to work on those weaknesses. Over time, you get hustled by a few people. You can't trust a few people. You start understanding the system, understanding people. So in the last 15 years, I guess all these learnings were part of my journey, right? Some rejections hurt more than the others. Some insults hurt more than the others. But overall, I feel that the last 15 years of all these obstacles, I think the only belief was my mom, right? And trust me, like you said, it's one thing that you know that you have to do all these things, but then again, to sustain all of it everything comes down to money.
Yes.
Everything comes down to money, right? So it's not easy. So somebody has got to sacrifice, right? So that's always been my brother and always been my mom, and they've always put my things ahead. Even when I've gone to Dubai, my sister-in-law would give her, her car to me or for me to go around. And she would manage by herself.
So kind.
Yeah.
Have that family support, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because the world of cinema or whatever it shows, it's quite cruel. Actually,
it
is very cruel.
It can
be, and when it's good, it's quite good. But then it can be cruel as well.
Yeah.
Because we have less time, I want to ask you.
Yes.
You have done Gippy. I like that movie, but Heeramandi and
Taj now.
Taj now. Yes, Tajdar. Taj to Tajdar.
Yeah.
And you also did Taj, a series in which you play Murad, the son of Akbar. But tell me about Heeramandi. What was the most relishing moment and the most disheartening moment of working on that Netflix series?
I wouldn't say that there was. Okay, actually, wait. The best part about it is my dream came true to work with the greatest director of our country, Mr. Bhansali, and of course every actor in that, from the top to all the way to the supporting cast and everybody, was just truly a joy to kind of be in the same frame as Farida ma'am, or be in the same frame as Manisha ma'am, or Sonakshi for that matter. So legendary people. So I guess those were and of course I have tremendous amount of respect for Mr. Bhansali, who has given me almost somebody who was not getting any jobs, such a big opportunity, you know. So big thank you to him.
Did he stick for you?
He did. He did. Very much so.
He was right. Your eyes do say stuff.
Yeah. Thank you.
So you are rightly so the sensation for many girls on the internet, as they say.
That's very sweet of them. I think they love Tajdar. Though I'm so glad
Probably
that
they love you too, Taha.
I hope I can earn it.
Fabulous. For people who are watching this and who want to be who is parts of Abu Dhabi, Gulf, here, there, wherever, what will be your toolkit to one of these child who's watching and maybe you'll have an epiphany like you did when you watched SRK?
You gotta do 10 times the action. You know, you gotta work 10 times harder. You gotta sacrifice a lot. You don't. You have to give up on all your friends. Yeah, and you
That's
have to.
hard.
Yeah, you have to really value your time. You know, like that's what I would say to anybody who wants to achieve anything, whether it be this, whether it be anything else. I think that even though it took me so long, maybe it might not take that long for people. Maybe I was just unlucky. I don't know. Maybe I didn't work hard enough. I don't know. But whatever it is, I think that if you dedicatedly, you have 24 hours, I have 24 hours. If we just invest that amount of time in what we love, then, you know, it's, yeah, just have a vision. Don't wait for temporary gains.
How do you spend your day? I mean, you said you don't, that's very hard thing to sacrifice your friends.
I mean,
Okay, when you're most joyful, what was your most joyful moment and who did you want to share it with?
my most joyful moments are when my hustle pays off. I think those are the most joyful. When I do jugads and get into events and I'm like, oh wow, I'm so good. You know, those give me real joy because I know so many times when I've not been invited to parties, but I would try to get in just so I could meet the right people, right? So many times. So yeah, those things.
Is
I don't
that
know.
how it works? You have to be around in the party, be seen, do your hellos.
Everything is important. Everything is important. I'm reading this one book, The Diary of a CEO. In the first chapter itself, it opened up like, it's wow. So it basically says that we have 5 buckets in life. We've got talent, skills, then we have network, resources, and recognition. That's the 5 buckets. All right. Many people build network before they build their skills. Many people don't ever build their skills at all by investing time in it. Right. Some people only look at the resources, which is the money. So I offer you more money, you just come to me without any passion or anything, but you think I'm getting more money, so you'll come. Right. So any one of these are not fulfilling your final destiny. Right. If you fill in hours and hours into talent and skill, and then you also build your network simultaneously, then you might be getting less resources, less money, but one day when you keep adding up, the compound interest will then finally get you that resource that you deserve, and then you will blow. I mean, that's my hope. That's my hope.
What's your destiny? Do you know what something final? You said final destiny. Have you defined that vision for yourself?
No, I think mine is quite open. I definitely want to give back to society, so I definitely know that this is leading me somewhere. I mean, I love animals. I would love to stand up for animals. Orphanage kids. I think that I want to do something epic for them one day. I will. Yeah, so giving back. Of course, I want to do movies. I want to do the biggest movies. I want to be the biggest action star. All that is there, but I think that all that, and you don't give back, and
What's the point?
What's the point? I get more joy. You get so weird. You get more joy when you're helping somebody else.
No, that's a proven fact. You feel good about yourself and your being.
Let's do it.
Thank you so very much. And
Thank
on
you,
that
thank
note,
you.
just 2 minutes, we have a high five section, high five India.
Okay.
5 rapid fire questions.
Okay.
And then your joyful moment with me would be a high five. How's that?
Done.
Yeah.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
We have to have this high five in which we make the right noise. That's what
Okay.
we say about the sun.
Boom. Okay, do it again.
No. We have. It has to come spontaneously. Okay.
Alright, okay.
That's what my son says.
Okay.
Mommy. Yeah.
So then leave this loose.
Okay.
Leave this loose.
Okay.
Alright, and we're going to do a high five like this. No.
Yeah, no, like this.
But you have to keep it loose.
Oh, like this. Wait a minute. Yeah, I know.
Alright.
1, 2, 3.
Okay, no. Oh, you want that one? Okay, so then leave your wrist loose.
Okay, wrist loose.
Alright, okay, so now when we do it, leave your wrist loose.
Loose.
There we go. 1, 2, 3.
Oh, yes!
That's it! What I'm talking about. Yeah.
You got it.
Yeah,
Okay,
next time you do it, your
next
son
time.
will do this. Loose hand, pop.
Pump. Yeah, that's how it is. He said, you don't even know that.
Yeah.
But he does it with me. I do it. Okay,
Yeah.
loose hands. Remember that. Ready?
Yes.
Okay. One word when you think of India.
One word, patriotism.
Okay. One thing that you were absolutely surprised by when you visited India, for the first time of a work, how you choose your moment.
Unfortunately, it was flooded the first time I was there. So yeah, but it was a new experience, and I'm like, oh wow, this is what that film.
Are you a boy from Gulf going to India, which is flooded?
heat and this. I'm like, what? I'm not a big fan of rain, to be honest. Unfortunately, but yeah, it rains a lot. It's raining right now in Mumbai.
Okay. Your guilty pleasure that no one knows about.
With all the health I talk about, I do eat my brownies here and there.
Brownies? Okay, when you come next time, I'll make it for you.
Oh.
Who is it that you get your energy from when you're low?
I would have to say there's a couple of new people who are in my team now, really incredible kids. So I'd say my energy would have to come from my team, my young boys. One is Utz here right now, Utskar, he's quite a bubbly energy himself, so I think that kind of comes on to me. And then second would have to be my brother. Like, yeah, because he lives in Dubai, so I call him, but yeah.
Oh, how sweet. Good that you have a team now because you need that.
Yeah, you know.
It's so lonely in Mumbai, I would say that.
Yeah.
It's such a hard world. Okay, one thing that you haven't told your mother, but you want to, please do.
I mean, I think when I'm with her, for some reason, I think I'm very shy to say I love you. I don't know why, but I don't know why. It's just maybe we're not used to saying it. Now, as it's still okay, I still text her at time. But if she's watching this, then I love you and I thank you for everything that you've done for me, and I hope to keep making you proud. Thank you.
Did you buy her something with your first income?
I don't keep my incomes.
You'd send it to her?
Yeah.
What a good boy you are. I love you. Can you please be in touch with my son?
Sure.
Thank you ever so much, Taha. I wish you the world of success. You're such a wonderful guy.
Thank you.
And I enjoyed watching you in Heeramandi, and I really hope others watch too. And I wish you to become a romance ka hero or action ka hero, whatever you wish to. Thank you so very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So, but we have to have that.
Loose hand. That's it. 1, 2, 3. No, one more.
Okay,
1, 2, 3. That's it. Loose hands. That's it.
Oh my God! How did you learn that?
No, I've tried
That's
it.
wonderful.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you so very much. This was Taha Shah Badussha. I had a delightful time talking to him. And thank you very much for your company all the way through on India Story in the Making. Please find us and stay in touch. Your feedback is most crucial and very enjoyable for me. Thank you. Take care and God bless.
Listen to my podcast audio on Apple, Spotify, BingePods, or wherever you get your podcast from. And watch the video of the podcast on my YouTube channel, Lavina Tandon. New episodes are out every Sunday.